So you're ready to start working in the United States? Awesome. One of the very first things you're going to need is a social security number. Now, I know it can seem a little complicated, but trust me, it's not. We're going to walk through everything you need to know step by step. Think of this as the first big step on your U.S. career adventure. Your social security number is like a key piece of gear for that journey. And hey, we're here to give you the map so you don't get lost along the way. Okay, first things first, let's clear up something that trips a lot of people up. You're going to be dealing with two really important cards from two totally different government agencies. On the left, you've got your Employment Authorization Document, or EAD, from USCIS. This card basically says, yes, you are legally allowed to work. Then on the right, you have your Social Security card. That's from the Social Security Administration, and it's all about tracking your earnings for things like future Social Security benefits. You're going to need both to get going. So, here's our game plan for this whole thing. We'll start with the two absolute must-haves for working here. Then we'll cover the golden rule. You have to get your work permit first. After that, we'll look at the easiest, most streamlined ways to apply, what to do if you need to apply in person, and finally, we'll celebrate what to do once you've got that number in your hand. All right, let's jump right into Section 1. The keys to working in the USA. Our quest officially begins. Here's the bottom line. Employers in the U.S. are required by law to make sure you're authorized to work. And to do that, they need to see two key things from you: that proof of your work authorization and, you guessed it, your Social Security number. Let's move on to Section 2, and you'll see how this all connects. We're on the hunt for our first essential item on this quest: the work permit. This little card right here is the Employment Authorization Document, or EAD. Most people just call it a work permit. It comes from USCIS, which is part of the Department of Homeland Security. You should really think of this card as your golden ticket. It is the one and only official proof that says you're good to go to work. And listen, if you remember one thing, make it this: you cannot apply for a work-authorized Social Security number until you have that work permit. The EAD has to come first. It's the key that unlocks the next door. No shortcuts. Okay, on to Section 3, where we talk about the easy paths. And here's some really great news. The government has actually set up ways for you to get your Social Security number automatically at the same time you get your work authorization. Let's see how that works. So here are the two main express routes. On the left, we've got Enumeration at Entry, or EAE. That's for people who are applying for an immigrant visa from outside the U.S. Then on the right, there's Enumeration Beyond Entry, or EBE. That one's for folks who are already lawfully here inside the U.S. and are applying for their work permit. And it can be just so incredibly simple. If you're applying for your work permit from inside the U.S. with Form I-765, just look for this option on the form. All you do is check a little box, and that tells USCIS to go ahead and share your info with the Social Security Administration. They do all the rest for you. Seriously, it's that easy. So once you get that work permit or your other immigration document in the mail, your Social Security card should be right behind it, usually showing up within about 2 weeks. No extra appointments, no extra paperwork. Done. So what happens if you weren't able to use one of those automatic options? Hey, don't worry at all, there's still a super clear path. In Section 4, we'll cover how to apply directly with the Social Security Administration. Let's think of it as a quick side quest. The whole process really just breaks down into 4 simple steps. First, you'll find your local SSA office online. Second, you fill out the application. It's called Form SS5. Third, and this is a big one, you gather up all your documents. And finally, you head to your appointment to hand everything in. Now, when you go to that appointment, you'll need documents that prove 3 things: your immigration status and your right to work, your age, and your identity. Now, as you can see, sometimes a single document like your passport can do double duty and prove both your identity and your age. But the absolute key rule is that you must bring at least 2 separate original documents with you. Okay, I need you to pay close attention here, because this is probably the most common mistake people make. You must bring your original documents. I'm going to say it again: original documents only. The Social Security Administration will not, I repeat, will not accept photocopies or even notarized copies. Getting this right is the single most important thing you can do to avoid any delays. So after your appointment is done, and assuming all your documents are in order and get verified, you can expect to see your brand new Social Security card show up in your mailbox in about 2 weeks. And look at that, we've made it to the final section. Success! You've got your Social Security number.
This is a huge deal, so congratulations. Now let's finish up by talking about what this number really means and, probably most importantly, how to protect it.
No, really, congratulations. That 9-digit number is completely unique to you, and it is yours for life. Employers will use it to report your wages to the government, and that's how you pay into big programs like Social Security and Medicare and build up your eligibility for benefits way down the road. Now, when you get your card, you'll likely see this phrase printed on it: valid for work only with DHS authorization. So what on earth does that mean? It's pretty simple, actually. It's just a reminder that this card, by itself, doesn't prove you can work. You always have to show it together with your valid, unexpired work permit from the Department of Homeland Security. And now for the really crucial part: protecting your number. You have to guard it to prevent identity theft. The best advice is super simple. Do not carry your Social Security card with you. Just don't. Memorize the number and then lock the physical card away somewhere safe at home. Only give out the number when you absolutely have to, like for a new job, filing taxes, or opening a bank account. And here's one last super helpful tip. You often don't have to wait for the physical card to arrive in the mail to actually start a job. Remember, your EAD is what proves you're authorized to work. You can show that to your employer to get started and just let them know you'll give them the Social Security number itself as soon as the card arrives. And that's our guide. Your Social Security number really is a key that unlocks your entire working life here in the US, and it's going to be with you forever. So as we wrap up, the big question to ask yourself is, how are you going to protect this vital key to your future? We really hope this helped, and good luck on your journey.